guys, I'm Desikan and today's video I'm going to be talking about some underrated slash hidden gems sort of products. Okay, these are underrated in my opinion. Maybe there are some people who talk about it, but I feel like they deserve a little bit more of a shout out. So those are the products I'm going to be talking about in today's video. The first one I'm going to be talking about. What's new? Always knocking over something. So firstly, I'm going to be talking about the Minimalist Marula Oil Deep Nourishment and Hydration Moisturizer. This one is catered towards people with dry skin. So this one retails for 299 rupees, which is quite affordable as well, and you get 50 grams of product, which is, I feel like, you know, they could have given us a little bit more quantity. But that aside, I love this moisturizer. I feel like this is a really good competitor to my Bioderma Autoderm cream. I feel like the texture, the way it feels on the skin and everything is very, very similar. Although the ingredients I cannot say are very similar, but I feel like it's very hydrating. It's not something that feels heavy and thick, but it just gives you that quick burst of hydration on your skin, and your skin feels like it's glowy and like nicely hydrated. It looks like that. It's visible as well. And this is one of the moisturizers that I have been using mostly underneath most of my foundations and everything. I feel like this does, however, cause a little bit of pilling. It's not something that is completely like negligible in this. It is there, especially with certain consistencies of foundations, like say a foundation that is a little bit more thick. I feel like it does kind of cling on and look a little bit different, but this is been my everyday moisturizer. This is something that I do use on a daily basis, and I have been really loving this. And then I also have another product to talk to you guys about. I don't really have a lot of skincare products in this video because I just did an underrated skincare products video, so I will link it right here for you guys to check it out. So I have this one. This is a newer discovery, and this one is the Pilgrim Squalane Glow Sleeping Mask. I love this product, and I feel like it is so good for my skin. I use this at night times because it is a sleeping mask. So I use this right after my moisturizer, like, you know, the last step of my skincare routine, and right before I'm going to bed. And I feel like it has been working really well for my skin. So the ingredients in this particular sleeping mask is alpha arbutin and hyaluronic acid. It is quite hydrating, and I feel like my skin does look a lot more even toned and smoother. It looks a lot more smoother and just beautiful and soft. I really liked this particular sleeping mask. I'm not someone who really loves a lot of sleeping mask, and there are just a handful of it which has actually worked for me. The Laneige water sleeping mask has not been my favorite, so I use that just before my moisturizer, just like an additional step, because I have it and I have to use that up. But I feel like this one is a lot better. This one is for 550 rupees, and you can find this one on discount most of the times. I will link it down below. So definitely something that I think a lot of you guys would really like. I think this would work for all skin types again. So this one is from their Squalane range. So Squalane is also one of the ingredient in this particular sleeping mask, and this is a product I don't really use like every single night. I use it about 3 times a week, and I feel like that's a pretty good way to incorporate a product like this. And then another product, after which we're going to move on to all the makeup that I have. This one is the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm. I'm telling you guys that I have finally found something that is working for my really dry, chapped lips, and this is so good. It hydrates the lips really well, and it takes a little bit of a time to tackle that dryness on your lips, and it makes it feel a lot more soft and smooth over time. And you do have to reapply this quite a bit, because I don't feel like the effect is very, very long lasting, but it's pretty good for me. I got this in the Pure variant, and I really like the smell of this. Is this how Pures smell? I don't quite remember, but it works. So if you ask me if I like this or why did I say like? Okay, if I like this or the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask, I love this one any day over that. So that one, I feel like it's not very long lasting. Even if it does like moisturize my lip, it's very at the moment sort of an effect, and after which it just vanishes and all the dryness and flakiness just starts to pop out. It would work. That one would work for people who don't really have very dry lips. Okay, I have spoken enough about this. Let's move on to the next makeup product that I have. This one is the Color Bar Water Bomb Magic Water Primer. This is the Hydrating Glow Primer. I love this. I feel like it's such a nice hydrating primer. It instantly, again, just hydrates your skin really well, makes it look glowy, and the product that goes on top of it again looks a little bit more glowy as well. So if you have a moisturizer like the minimalist one, that would pretty much work like a pretty good primer as well. You don't really have to get this one, or if you have this would work pretty much like a moisturizer as well. It has pretty good ingredients again, and so this you get 30 ml product, and this retails for 850 rupees, and find it on discount most of the times. And I feel like this is a really good dupe for the Smashbox Primerizer, which I have mentioned in my previous video as well. And so if you guys haven't tried this one out and you have dry skin, I think you would really love this. And even if you have normal skin, I think you would really like this. It doesn't make you feel like sweaty and too glowy, but it adds that little bit of glowiness to your skin, a little bit of hydration, very balanced out. That's what I like. Okay, next up we are going to move on to a foundation. This one is the Rimmel Lasting Finish Foundation, and this one is in the shade 410 Latte. It's what I have on my face right now. Initially it looked so off. Can you see that? Like initially when I first applied it, you can see that there's a stark difference between my face and neck, and I was like, I thought I did the right thing getting this shade, because how are you going to figure out what is matching your skin pretty well? I think I used foundation and got this shade, and foundation recommended actually a shade lighter, I guess, and I was like, okay, no, something seems off, so let me just get this particular shade. So I feel like this one is a little bit like yellow toned. It has a good yellow undertone, and it is a shade lighter to my skin tone. Like if I have to compare it and match it to my neck, I feel like it is a little bit light. So I'm not sure if I can go a shade up, because I'm not sure of the undertone at all. But this one is priced at 660 rupees. You can find this on Nykaa as well as Amazon. So FSN Brands, which is Nykaa, is the seller on Amazon as well. So you are getting a genuine product, and you can try this out if you have, I feel like, normal skin as well as oily skin type. I am sweating a little bit on my face. Of course, it is summer, it is hot, and I don't want to reiterate these things again and again. The room is hot, okay? It's like I'm sitting in a sauna at this point, but my skin looks like skin with really good coverage. I think I just used about a pump of this, so it has a pretty thick consistency. You don't really have to go overboard with it. If you go overboard with this product, say use a generous lavish 2.5 pumps, your skin might look cakey. So just keep it at 1, maybe 1.5 pumps, and you would get really good coverage. My skin looks amazing, okay, and it's looking smooth, nothing cakey, nothing is clinging on. I feel like Rimmel does really good foundations. I've tried out the other foundation with the blue cap. I really love that one. Has a little bit more runny consistency, and it's not as high in coverage as this one is, and it's a little bit more dewy looking. I love that one as well, and I have recently started to love this product as well. So definitely do look into this foundation if you wanted to try out something from Rimmel before everything is called back. I'm not sure what's happening with that brand. There are some products that I used to love that were available, and now suddenly out of nowhere it's all been out of stock. Some are again still there, so I'm not sure. So if you wanted to try it out before it's recalled, everything is taken back, maybe you could try that out. And then let's move on to a concealer, which I discovered a while back, and I have been loving this. This one is the Seri High Cover Super Coverage Concealer. This is not a full coverage concealer. It is like a light medium to medium coverage concealer, and it's a beautiful concealer in the sense that it is almost like self-setting. You don't really have to set it, and it doesn't really crease as much, it doesn't really cake as much, and it has a very lightweight texture, like a serum concealer of sorts. And it's what I have right now as well. I haven't set it at all. I would like a little bit more coverage with the kind of dark circles that I have. Sometimes it's like intense, sometimes it's not there at all. It depends on my sleep patterns, it depends on, I don't know, okay, it just sometimes pops up, sometimes it's not as visible. So right now I would require a little bit more coverage, but I really like it. It's smooth, you guys. It's like smooth, and if you are someone who doesn't really have like intense dark circles, you could try this out. The shade range of this concealer, however, is not the best. Have to say that, not the best, could do better. But yeah, really liking this, especially for the summer months when you don't really want to use a lot of product and you don't really want to set it and you just want it to just be there, just do its thing. You would really like this. And then oh, I have another foundation which I absolutely forgot to mention. Let's shake this up a little bit. Okay, this one is the Makeup Revolution Super Serum Foundation. I got this one in the shade 10.5, which I usually am that particular shade in this brand. Where did I infer? Okay, yeah, the shade is mentioned, it's 10.5. So usually I am a shade 10.5 in Makeup Revolution, but Makeup Revolution doesn't really stick with certain undertones for every foundation. Sometimes the undertones are a little bit different, and I have noticed this with their concealer as well. Back in the day, everything goes a little bit like peach toned. Likewise, even this foundation does. It is a pretty good match for me, but the undertone is very different. I find it to be a little bit like peachy looking on my skin. So I would have liked it to be a little bit more yellow toned, warm golden undertone. But the reason I included this particular foundation is this is amazing. Okay, it's very, very lightweight. It is a very glowy looking foundation. So right there, I'm letting you guys know it is quite glowy looking on the skin. I'm not sure if you would like this if you have oily skin, because I have normal skin and I still feel like it is a little bit dewy looking for the summer months, especially when it's hot. But it's just lightweight and you can go with a very light hand. It will just look beautiful and glowy on the skin, and it doesn't cling on to anything. It doesn't emphasize any texture. So I really like this foundation. I am not the biggest fan of this dropper, however, because sometimes it picks up the product pretty well, sometimes it doesn't. So I used 2 drops on this side of my face and 2 drops on this side of my face to get it to about like light medium to medium coverage. So you do require a little bit more product than you would with other foundations like the Rimmel foundation, but it looks really nice on the skin. And as we like jump through to the winter months, you would really like this. Maybe save it and buy it during the winter months, when you don't really have to set it with too much of powder and like defeat the purpose of this foundation itself. But yeah, I really enjoy using this. I was wondering if it actually has any shimmer particles, because every single time I pump this out on my hand, I can see tiny, like very tiny, minute shimmer particles. And it's because of this particular foundation, because it's happening to me a couple of times. Because every single time I pump this out on my hand, and then I'm like, after everything is gone, I'm like, okay, I can see very minute shimmer particles. And that could be the one attributing to the actual glow of this particular foundation, but you can't really see it on your skin. I was all up like close to the mirror, different lighting, and I couldn't see it. Like, it's not detectable on the skin as such. Good product, really good product. And then something else which I haven't demoed in today's video. I forgot to demo this actually. This one is the Mars highlighter. This one is in the shade Champagne, a beautiful highlighter. This is something that you can use on a daily basis if you want to. It does have subtle shimmer particles, because I can't imagine a highlighter not having that at all. It does have like very subtle shimmer particles, but it looks beautiful on the skin. It looks like a glow from within kind of a look, and it blends really well with the other products. Like if you had to use a BB cream or foundation, it just blends in really well, and you can use this as a really good body highlighter. And then we have a blush which I have talked about quite a few times. At this point you guys would be like, enough. But one last time, okay? This one is a Renee lip and cheek tint. This one is in the shade Pandora Pink. I don't really like this as a lip tint, but as a cheek tint, I love it. And if you wanted like that natural looking makeup, something for your no makeup look, you could try this out. It blends really well, adds a little bit of glow to your skin as well, and it is quite long lasting, and it blends out really easily. Like, it's not stiff and it's not hard to blend this out, and it doesn't really leave those initial streaks and that application marks. So a lot of you guys would really like this, and I would, however, specifically recommend that for people with normal to dry skin. I did mention about the Iba Halal lip and cheek tint. I think that would work really well if you have oily skin, but this one maybe for people with normal to dry skin. And then I have another blush which I absolutely love. Okay, this one is from the brand Daily Life Forever 52, and this is their cheek pop blush, and this is in the shade Sandy. So online, the way they've described all of this is completely different to how it's labeled here. So I will link it the way I purchased it itself. So I think it was called dark brown, dark nude, I'm not sure. So here it's mentioned Sandy, and this is what the blush looks like. It's a nice tint packaging, nothing like too out of the box, but look at the size of this blush pan, which I'm absolutely in love with. 10 grams of product, and the blush is smooth and it looks amazing on the skin. It's very pigmented, so do make sure you use it with a light hand if you don't want to have like a punch of blush on your face. It's a beautiful mauve toned blush, beautiful shade, and I think this would show up on a lot of different skin tones because it is quite pigmented, and I really like that. There are sometimes, you know, blushes don't really show up on different skin tones, but this one would, and they have a lot of different options for you to choose from, so definitely do look into that and you will be amazed, let me tell you about that. And then let's move on to a bronzer. This one is the My Glam Pose HD Bronzer Duo. So this this was requested for me to try out a couple of times. Every single time I used to talk about My Glam products, or if I ask you guys, okay, what other videos you would like to watch, this particular product used to always come in that comment section and be like, okay, why can't you just try that out? And I was like, okay, I will. So this one has like 2 shades, but not much of a difference compared to the 2. It looks exactly the same. I can't really make out that much of a difference. Maybe this one is a little bit darker, but I like to swirl the brush and use it. And I feel like it's a beautiful like formula. It's blendable, it's just smooth on the skin. It adds a subtle like shadow to your face, as well as a little bit of warmth. So it's a very like, you know, it's not extremely warm like a bronzer, it's not very cool toned as like a contour, it's in between, and I feel like you can use this for both. If you wanted to like just add a little bit of warmth to your skin as well as like chisel out your cheekbones, I think you can do that with this particular product. So I really like it, but I feel like this one wouldn't show up on people of deeper skin tones than I am. I feel like it's not the most like pigmented bronzer. And then we also have this one from Serum. I really like this brand. I think so far whatever products I have tried from this brand has worked out really well. This one is the Oh So Nice palette, and this is a beautiful face palette, especially the blushes. They are so soft, so smooth, and they blend like a dream on the skin, and they are pigmented. So both of these do show up pretty well, but I do however like this particular shade a lot more, and they look so good on the skin. And this contour shade, it would show up on people up to like medium skin tone. For me, it is a little bit like light. I have to build on it quite a bit for it to show up. So anywhere deeper than my skin tone, it would not show up on your skin. And this highlighter, see, a lot of people might like it, but for me, I feel it's a little bit like powdery looking on the skin, a little bit more matte looking, and the shimmer eventually just starts to fall down on my face, like it's all over my face. So the highlighter, though it feels really soft and smooth to the touch, it's not my personal favorite. But these 3 products is something that I have been loving, reaching out for so much, and I can even see myself like travel with this particular product because it's quite sturdy, the packaging, because when I first got it, it just arrived without any bubble wrap in a poly mailer, and it was just thrown out, and nothing, no damage at all, and it's a really good sturdy packaging. So if you wanted to travel with it, you could. These 2 are newer launches of mascara that was sent to me by the brand. This one is the Forget Falsies mascara. So I have this one in the variant 01 and 02. Okay, right now I don't know which is which because it's not labeled over here. So this is 01, which I did find to be quite lengthening. It's what I have on this side of my eye. But I liked the variant 02 because I feel like it adds really good length as well as volume to my pretty much non-existent lashes. I really like how lengthening it is, how volumizing it is, and I really like this wand as well. Don't expect like crazy volume like their other mascara, which I feel like I have tried out a lot of different mascaras and not many match up to that, but this is really good. It's not clumpy. The other mascara, let me just show it to you. This one has a pretty thick wand, so this could be a little bit clumpy and messy for a lot of people, so this is a big wand, so it can be a little messy, clumpy, but this one is a little bit more, but this one is not like that. It adds good length, good volume, and a lot more sophisticated. And then we'll move on to a lip product. This one is the Cups and Lashes liquid lipstick. This one is, oh my god, look at this sweat. Never in my life did I expect to buy a blotting sheet, and I think it's about time. So next up we have a liquid lipstick. This one is from Cups and Lashes. This one is in the shade 01 Royalty. This is what I have on my lips right now. What a beautiful bright red shade. It has a little bit of like an orange undertone to it as well. So this is not very drying. It can be slightly drying for people who don't really like liquid lipsticks at all. Like I have pretty good tolerance for liquid lipsticks and like drying liquid lipsticks. Not my lips, I have pretty good tolerance, so I feel like this is like very comfortable on my lips, very long wearing. I've had meals with this, and they do fade away a little bit from the center if you have something really oily, little bit of like a greasy meal, but easy to touch up, comfortable, long wearing, doesn't transfer as much to your mask as well. So beautiful shade, no? See? They do have a gloss formula as well, but I don't see myself reaching out for that as much as this one. And then we have a lip gloss. This one is the Insight lip gloss. This one is the clear variant, and this one is in the shade number 01 Frost. This is an exact dupe for the MAC lip gloss. I have compared that in this video. You can check it out. I feel like this one is super similar to that. So if you were on a budget and you're looking for a really nice clear gloss that can look really nice and juicy and just like look a little like plush on your lips, you could try this out. It has a really good wand as well, and you can mix it up with most of your lipstick shades. However, yeah, it does have a little bit of that residue left whenever you want to put it back in, so I would suggest maybe like cleaning it up a little bit before you shove it back inside the tube. But a good product, really nice and really affordable. And then I have two makeup brushes to talk to you guys about, and with that we are winding up this video. The first one we have is a Real Techniques foundation brush. This one is 001 variant. This is like a rounded buffing brush. It's not like a flat top kabuki brush, and I love this because it's a multi-purpose brush. It blends the foundation beautifully without streaks, and just amazing, very swift. And you can also blend your brush with a brush, and you can also blend your blush with this brush, and it works really well. I've used this for cream products, I've used it for powder brush as well, and you can also use this to set powder all over your face, blend out your bronzer. Pretty much everything can be done with this brush. It's so sturdy, really nice. I really love this. And something else that looks like a Real Techniques brush but it's not, this one is says that it's from Real Techniques, but it's not. Okay, this one was for 250 rupees. It came with a set of another brush right here. So this is like a blending brush, which is again pretty good to pack on color on your lid and everything, blend out. You know, if you want to really pack on some matte eyeshadow onto your eyelid, you can use this brush. And this one looks like their expert face brush, and this really gets the job done with most of your cream products. I've blended my foundation with this. It is a little bit like smaller for your foundation, like for all over your face, but pretty much gets the job done. You can use this for concealer around your mouth. Sometimes I use it for underneath my eye, although it is a little bit big. I use this for blush, powder and cream contour, powder contour, and everything. So really affordable, but works just like the expert face brush. Something you should check out. I don't know if it is still available, but I did pick this one up from Amazon for like 200 something, so we'll link it down below if I can find it. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk to you guys about. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I know I was like for quite a bit, but I hope this video was fruitful. So let me know, what are the products that you feel are super underrated, like hidden gem kind of products? Not a lot of people talk about it, and something you feel like you discovered. Let me know in the comment section down below. And while you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so to be notified every time I upload a new video. And I see you guys in the next one. Bye.